I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am just so absolutely sick and tired of this Russia thing. I want to scream. I really am. I just want to tear my hair out every time I hear the word Russia. Russia, 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 Russia. But we're still on it. We're still on it. I don't know why, but we are. And this week, apparently, Mr. Donald J. Trump Jr. decided to have a meeting with a lawyer from Russia over a year ago. She was a DA. She claimed to have information on Hillary Clinton. The Trump campaign is saying that she didn't. There's other people saying that she did. We don't know. Either way, it's not illegal. Either way, there's nothing going on here. I will say this, though. This is the closest we have gotten in the year this story has been going on. This is the closest we've gotten to actually getting an attempt as to what the word collusion even looks like. So, as annoyed as I am, if you recall, the thing I've complained about consistently has been, the problem is we don't know what they mean when they say collusion. Well, this is the liberal media's first attempt to even define the word, which is good. It's not really collusion, it certainly isn't illegal, but at least we're going in the right direction now if we're trying to find a specific accusation. But Vox, not to be outdone in monumental stupidity, decided to take it a step further. They decided to, instead of just calling it collusion, which, again, debatable, but instead of settling for the word collusion, they decided to call it solicitation, which is insane. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gary Varner, this is Renegade Reason, and today we talk about Vox's stupid video, which is trying to make fun of Fox News reacting to other things, but still manages to be a stupid video on their own accord, if that sentence made any sense. Anyway, let's get into it!
So it's been a bad week for the Trump administration. Newly released emails show that Trump Jr., Trump's former campaign chair, and Trump's son-in-law all met with a Russian attorney in June of 2016 after being promised damaging info about Hillary Clinton. And they did it believing that that info was coming from the Russian government, which was trying to help Trump win the election. That's a huge deal. It shows the Trump campaign's intent to collude with Russia, and it potentially violates federal law regarding soliciting information from hostile foreign governments.
Okay, pause! Isn't it kind of funny how they really zoomed in on that word really quick and then just highlighted the part that you want to read? Are any of you the least bit curious as to what the rest of that paragraph said? Well, let's take a look at what the rest of that paragraph said, shall we? Prohibition on contributions, donations, expenditures, independent expenditures, and disbursements by foreign nationals. Expenditures relate to money. That entire section they just highlighted is only talking about money, the trading of money. Information is not solicitation, idiot. I do also want to point out that Hillary Clinton actually committed real illegal solicitation. All the time. She did it through her little foundation called the Clinton Foundation. She basically accepted illegal solicitations the way a kindergartner takes stickers. And here's the thing, everybody knew she was doing it, but nobody would investigate her because, I don't know, maybe she didn't mean to. Like Comey said, well, her intent. We didn't think she had bad intent. But I'm sure it was just an accident that once she lost the election, all the money that was in the Clinton Foundation mysteriously disappeared. Donors started pulling their money out. It's weird. It's almost as if the foundation was a front. It's kind of the same thing everybody had been saying for years. So, but apparently Vox, since it likes to ignore facts, doesn't really know what actual solicitation means. Well, look no further than your own candidate, because she embodied the word solicitation.
That being said, it's been a hilarious week to watch Fox News. And I'm not really dating anyone right now, so I decided to compile my favorite Fox News defenses of Trump Jr.'s Russia meeting. Please enjoy.
Mainstream media is once again foaming at the mouth over Russia, Russia, Russia.
Number one, Trump Jr. is the real victim here.
Don Jr. is the victim here. It looked like the whole thing was a setup. If I was Don Jr., I'd be furious.
It's genius.
They think that this meeting could have been a setup made to give the appearance of Russia collusion.
Somebody set up the meeting, got Trump Jr. to agree to it, and then waited for months until after Hillary lost the election to make it public.
Well, this seems to be a setup of some sort.
Okay, I will give him this. The chances of this being a honeypot are pretty much nil, because you got to remember, CNN, the Clinton campaign, everybody thought they had this in the bag. They believed their own bullcrap. So there really wasn't a need to have some sort of honeypot operation going on a year ahead of time, especially if they thought they were going to win. So I will admit, that is a decent point. The chances of this being some sort of setup are null and void. But not that that really matters, because this isn't illegal anyway.
2, how is he supposed to know what collusion is?
He's not a seasoned political operative. He's just trying to help his father.
There's a big difference between collusion and just not knowing better.
This just goes to show how far they have matured as the campaign has gone on. We were new to this.
Nice. Lowest possible bar.
Not really, because you guys haven't defined collusion. We've been talking about this story for a year, and the word is yet to be defined. Nobody knows what collusion actually means, so of course he wouldn't know what it is.
Who wouldn't agree to collude with the Russian government?
I'm sorry, but how could you not listen to that? Whoever turns down gossip about an enemy, no one ever does. And you don't even give a damn about the source.
Okay, on this point, I do want to mention something that's fairly obvious. This person, this lawyer, was not in the government in the way that they're trying to get everybody to believe that she was a part of the government. She didn't have any actual direct ties to Putin. A good way to understand this is, think about a DA going to Britain and speaking to a guy that's running for prime minister, and say he has some dirt on another prime minister, or he claims to have some dirt on another prime minister. And then after people find out about this meeting, the media's like, see, that proves Trump was the guy who supported Prime Minister candidate A all along. Well, he might have, he might not have, but we don't know, because there's no actual proof that the local guy and Trump ever talked. So the whole case is meaningless. The whole claim is meaningless.
4, you guessed it.
We know real felonies, real crimes were committed.
Hillary Clinton was worse.
Hillary Clinton mishandled top secret information.
I understand his point. It's not really a good argument, but to be fair, she was worse. The woman is Satan. It is nothing short of a miracle that that woman is not in jail. I'm actually kind of ticked at Trump that he didn't prosecute her like he promised he would. I actually am very mad about that. I'm glad she lost, but the woman needs to be in jail. If there was ever a woman, if there was ever a person in history that needed to go to jail for money fraud, it is Hillary Rodham Clinton. And as an aside, yet another person who was looking into her emails committed suicide. I'm sure that's just a coincidence, though. I'd hate to be a conspiracy theorist.
5, this is actually all Obama's fault.
If you have a problem with what Russia's doing, then you have a problem with what
You got this?
Barack Obama did to stop them from doing it. That he never, apparently,
Stick the landing?
never stopped any of this from happening.
Nice! Makes no sense.
Yeah, that's dumb. I have nothing to add to that. That's pretty dumb.
The real problem is people leaking to the press.
Wound up in the hands of the New York Times. This White House has got a leakage problem.
Are you saying the White
Stephen,
House
and-
needs a plumber?
Well, yeah, they do have a leak problem. I don't know. I'm not really sure what that has to do with the whole email scandal, but yeah, they do have a leak problem.
And the last, and maybe least funny one, so what?
The meeting was meaningless, did nothing to produce anything. Where's the collusion? Trump Jr. left without getting any dirt on the rival campaign, let alone making any agreement to sell out his country.
There's no collusion because she didn't give you anything.
What's so wrong with trying to work with a hostile foreign government to influence the election?
Donald Trump Jr. broke no laws, likely broke no ethics, election ethics rules.
Listening is not a crime. Listening to people is not a crime. A 20-minute meeting to listen to something is not collusion.
Here's what's going to happen.
How many lobbyists in Washington routinely meet with foreign agents who are seeking to influence American policy? That's standard here and has been for a long time.
Soliciting information like this could actually be a violation of federal law, even if Trump Jr. got nothing out of it. But the real reason this...
Okay, pause! Let's read the whole paragraph, shall we? Solicitation, acceptance, or receipt of contributions and donations from foreign nationals. No person shall knowingly solicit, accept, or receive from a foreign national any contribution or donation prohibited by paragraphs B through D of this section. Yeah, money. We're still talking about money. Nothing to do with what he's being accused of at all.
This kind of stuff is harder to laugh at. For one, it's wrong. Having contact with foreign governments is not the same as working with a hostile one to influence the election.
Okay, pause! Influence the election, huh? See, as I recall it, when that phrase was first used, it meant the Russians had actually hacked into the voting machines, even though the voting machines didn't have a connection to the internet. See, this, boys and girls, is what happens when you move the goalpost. Moving the goalpost is when you fail to prove your first point, you decide to change your terms and broaden your definitions in order to expound on that point and possibly prove a different point altogether. Changing the meaning of influencing the election, well, that's just blatantly dishonest. At least we're getting on the right track now. At least we have a specific accusation to focus on.
And this talking point is scary is because it's downplaying a gross violation of democratic norms.
I've never seen liberals so mad. You would have thought someone lit a cigarette in a restaurant or forgot to recycle. I mean, that level of rage.
Fox is training its viewers to roll their eyes.
No, CNN did that to me years ago.
To treat collusion as just another democratic talking point.
This is a part of the normal process of the dirty political system that we live in today.
Always happens, and if anyone says it doesn't, it's a lie.
And for another thing, I'm sorry, but trying to find dirt on your opponent is perfectly normal. Jefferson and Adams did it, for crying out loud. You know, the whole Sally Mae thing? Yeah, Clinton didn't discover that, in case you didn't know. It was actually, Adams' campaign. For another thing, look, it doesn't matter if the person comes from another country. There's no proof that she was actually directly connected with Putin. There's no proof that she actually talked to Putin. It's certainly not proof that the Russian government wanted Trump to win. It should serve as an interesting point that yesterday a lobbyist came out and claimed that he was there at the meeting and that the lawyer actually did hand Trump Jr. a file which supposedly had documented proof of Hillary Clinton accepting illegal money from Russia. Real solicitation. And it's incredible because the irony of this situation just glazes over all the liberals' eyes. They're accusing somebody of solicitation of information while ignoring the fact that their candidate, was accepting money. Real solicitation! And just think about the story. It doesn't make any sense. You mean to tell me that the Russian government showed its support to Trump by giving him information, proving that the Russian government, had given money to Hillary Clinton because they supported Trump? That doesn't make any sense. I also find it absolutely hilarious that now the Russian government is a hostile government. They're hostile now. When Obama was in office, we were besties. You remember Clinton's whole little red button snafu? Yeah, that was supposed to fix it. We're friends now, so he can't possibly be breaking the law because the Russians are not a hostile government at all. Heck, they may as well be Israel. But I will give credit where credit is due. At least now we have a specific incident to focus on. At least we now know what they're thinking when they say the word collusion. Or at the very least, they've boxed themselves into a definition, which is very unlike them considering they like to stay, they being liberals of course, like to stay as vague as humanly possible. The only bad news is now we have to listen to this stupid Trump story for another 6 months. This thing is not going to go away, and I think I'm going to be bald by the end of it. But guys, that's all we have for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and of course check out other videos I've done. And as always, we will see you later. Peace.